All right, so are you ready to really dig into Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Maybe you're prepping for a meeting, or you want to sound super smart at your next dinner party, or hey, maybe you just love to learn new things.
It's a classic for a reason, right?
Totally. But whatever your reason is, get ready for a total crash course in financial literacy, because today we are diving deep into Robert Kiyosaki's iconic book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
You know what I find really fascinating about this book? It just throws you right into this idea of having these two dads, one's rich and one's poor, and how their totally opposite views on money shaped Kiyosaki's whole journey.
Yeah, that two dads concept is such a good hook, right? It makes you think about your own financial role models growing up. Did you even realize they were influencing you? Was it conscious learning or just kind of osmosis?
Totally. And the book really drives home this point by contrast to the advice each dad gives. For example, Kiyosaki's poor dad was always preaching, playing it safe with money, avoiding risks at all costs.
Right.
But his rich dad totally flipped the script and said understanding and managing risk was the key.
It makes you wonder where most of us get our financial education from, doesn't it? And whether that's really serving us well.
Absolutely, because traditional education often just skips over this crucial skill set. But one of the most powerful ideas in the book is that the poor and middle class work for money while the rich have their money work for them. And Kiyosaki illustrates this point with this pretty interesting story. Remember when his rich dad made him work for a measly 10 cents an hour as a 9-year-old?
Oh, yeah, the infamous 10-cent an hour lesson. No, it's not about child labor or anything like that, though, right?
Right.
It's more about learning by doing. Kiyosaki's rich dad wanted him to experience that grind firsthand, so he'd crave something beyond just trading time for money.
Exactly.
Which kind of leads us to another big aha moment from the book, assets versus liabilities.
Yeah, and this is where Kiyosaki really challenges conventional wisdom. He lays out these simple but super profound definitions. An asset puts money in your pocket.
Okay.
While a liability takes money out. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? But then he applies this to a house, something that so many people consider an asset. And things get kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah. The house example is such an eye-opener. You think you're building wealth by owning a home.
Yeah.
But he shows you through this really simple diagram how all those mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance costs, they can actually make your house a liability.
Yeah, at least until it's paid off.
Exactly.
And that's why the book really emphasizes understanding your financial statements.
Yeah.
Not just glancing at your bank balance, but actually knowing where your money's going and if it's working for you or against you.
It's about knowing the numbers. Income, expenses, assets, liabilities, getting that full picture. Speaking of seeing the bigger picture, the book shares this really surprising example from the world of business. It features Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's. Most people would probably think his business was all about burgers and fries, right?
Right. Burgers, shakes, the golden arches.
Exactly. But Kiyosaki shares this anecdote where Kroc reveals that his true business was actually real estate.
Really?
Yeah. The land beneath all those McDonald's franchises.
Wow.
See, that's what I love about this book. It really challenges your assumptions. Turns out, Kroc was a real estate mogul disguised as a fast food king.
That's a good one.
And this ties directly into the book's mind your own business principle. It's not just about working a job. It's about building something that generates income even when you're not actively working. Owning income-producing assets, whether that's real estate or something else entirely. Okay, now this is where things get really exciting. Kiyosaki says the rich invent money. They see opportunities where other people just see obstacles. He compares it to finding gold. It's everywhere, but you need the knowledge and the right mindset to spot it.
That makes sense.
And he backs this up with some pretty incredible stories from his own experience, particularly how he made money in real estate even during market downturns. One example that really stands out is how he turned a $2,000 investment into a $40,000 return. It wasn't luck. It was about understanding market cycles, being willing to take calculated risks, and most importantly, overcoming fear.
Fear can be a real killer, can it? Especially when it comes to money. It keeps us playing it safe and staying stuck in our comfort zones.
Absolutely. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad really digs into the 5 major mental roadblocks to building wealth: fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance. But of those 5, fear is often the biggest hurdle. You know that voice in your head that whispers, what if it doesn't work out? Or what if I lose everything?
Yeah, I know that voice.
And the book has a really compelling way of framing how winners and losers react to failure. Winners learn from their mistakes and use them as fuel to move forward. Losers let fear paralyze them and keep them from ever taking those leaps.
Which brings us to another key idea from the book. Financial intelligence isn't about being born with some special talent. It's something you develop. It's like learning a new language or building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
So are you ready to start flexing those financial muscles? Because I know you're here to actually apply this stuff, not just talk about it. Well, Kiyosaki's Rich Dad lays out 10 to-dos to get you on the path to financial freedom. We won't list them all out here, but let's dive into a couple of most impactful ones, starting with find a reason greater than reality.
Ooh, I like that.
It's all about your why, right?
Yeah.
Why do you want to achieve financial freedom? What's driving you? Is it security for your family? The freedom to pursue your passions? To make a difference in the world? That deeper purpose is what fuels your actions.
I love that.
And this leads beautifully into the next to-do. Make daily choices that align with your goals. Are you spending your time, money, and energy in ways that support your financial goals?
Yeah, it's all about like being intentional with your choices. You know, both big and small. Like, are you grabbing that daily latte, or are you brewing your own coffee and investing the difference?
Ooh, I like that.
Are you spending your evenings just binge watching TV? Or are you reading books and learning new skills that could boost your income? You know, it's all about those little decisions that add up over time.
Yeah, those like micro choices can really make a big difference. And this next one is all about who you surround yourself with. Choose your friends carefully. Now, it's not about ditching your old buddies or anything like that, but it is about like being mindful of the energy you're letting into your life.
Yeah. Are your friends encouraging you to grow? Or are they holding you back? Do they support your goals? Or are they constantly dragging you down with negativity and limiting beliefs?
Yeah.
You know, it's like that saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
So true. And as we're evolving and learning, it's natural for our relationships to evolve too. It's not about judgment or anything like that. It's about alignment. Okay, this next one is super interesting. Master a formula and then learn a new one. It's kind of like saying, don't get complacent.
Right. Always be learning and growing, you know?
Yeah.
It's about constantly expanding your skill set and seeking out new ways to create wealth. Maybe you master real estate investing and then you move on to stock options or building an online business. The world is full of opportunities. You just have to be willing to stay curious and adaptable.
And as you're mastering those formulas and building wealth, remember to pay yourself first. This is like a classic principle that so many successful people live by.
Absolutely. It's about developing that discipline to set aside money for savings and investments. Like before you even think about spending.
Yeah.
Automate it if you have to.
Yeah.
Make it a non-negotiable part of your financial routine.
Exactly. Treat your savings and investments like any other essential expense. It's an investment in your future freedom. Okay, ready for another one? Surround yourself with smart people.
Oh, yeah. This is about building your dream team. You don't have to be an expert in everything. Surround yourself with people who complement your strengths and fill in your knowledge gaps. You know, find a great financial advisor, a savvy lawyer, a mentor who's been there and done that.
It's about leveraging the power of collaboration. And honestly, sometimes it's just about having someone to bounce ideas off of and keep you accountable. Okay, now this next one might sound a little counterintuitive at first. Be an Indian giver.
This one always sparks interesting conversations.
Yeah.
It's not about taking advantage of people or anything like that. It's about finding those win-win situations where everyone benefits.
Right.
You know, Kiyosaki talks about always looking for ways to get something for free in every deal, not in a shady way, but in a way that adds value for everyone involved.
It's about being creative and finding those opportunities for mutual gain.
Okay, who doesn't love this next one? Use assets to buy luxuries. It's like the ultimate reward for all your hard work and smart financial moves.
Exactly. It's about delaying gratification, building your wealth first, and then rewarding yourself with the fruits of your investments.
Instead of going into debt for that fancy car or dream vacation, you're buying it with income generated from your assets. It feels so much more satisfying that way.
And it just reinforces those good financial habits. Okay, couple more to go. Choose heroes. This one's all about finding inspiration and motivation from people who've achieved what you aspire to.
You know, it could be someone like Warren Buffett or Oprah Winfrey, or even just a local entrepreneur who's built a successful business.
Yeah.
You know, read their books, study their stories, and extract those nuggets of wisdom that resonate with you.
And last but not least, teach and you shall receive. This one speaks to the power of sharing your knowledge and helping others succeed.
The more you teach, the more you solidify your own understanding. And who knows, you might even inspire someone else to take control of their finances and achieve their own dreams.
It's like this beautiful cycle of abundance. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, there's one final thought-provoking question I want to leave you with. The book really drives home this idea that financial freedom is a choice. It's not something that just happens to you. It's something you actively create through all those daily decisions you make. So here's the question. What choice are you going to make with the next dollar you earn?
Yeah, it really boils down to that, doesn't it? Will you spend it? Will you save it? Will you invest it?
Yeah.
Each dollar represents a choice. It's an opportunity to build a future where you're not tied to a paycheck, where you have the freedom to pursue your passions and live life on your own terms.
This deep dive has been a total game changer for me. It's I've been looking at the world with one eye closed this whole time, and now I'm seeing all these possibilities I never even noticed before.
Yeah, what really resonates with me is the emphasis on finding your own path. It's not about blindly following Kiyosaki's blueprint or anything. It's about understanding the principles and then applying them to your own unique situation.
Exactly. Whether that's through real estate, the stock market, starting a business, or something else entirely. The key is to take control of your finances and build a life where your money works for you, not the other way around.
And remember, financial literacy is a journey. It's not a destination. There's always something new to learn, new strategies to explore, new challenges to overcome.
But that's what makes it so exciting. It's like a constant adventure. And the rewards are so worth the effort. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to encourage you to take that first step. No matter how small, read a book, take a course, talk to a financial advisor, or even just start by tracking your expenses.
The most important thing is to just start somewhere. Remember, financial freedom is not a pipe dream, it's a choice. It's a choice you make every single day. So what choice are you going to make today?
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We'll see you next time.